Good moment, everyone. Scream here with a deck tech for the deck that I've been playing the most and having the most fun with. Dreadwing and Thrust. Shoutouts to the guys, TCG Rollout. They were where I first found this deck when they did their box draft version of it. And yeah, I've been playing around with it ever since. I've gone through a few different versions, but this is the version that I've been playing recently, and I'm going to be testing going forward. So I wanted to show you guys that and explain my choices for the couple of cards which are slightly different. The first and the main one being Crash Landing. Now this card in this deck I think is pretty crazy. When you consider that Dreadwing has 2 utility slots, you can get 2 of these on a Dreadwing, which has a base 7 attack. And if you get any upgrades on it to make that any higher, when it dies, you get 2 triggers, which is insane. You can potentially kill the attacker, which is killing you, and another tapped enemy, because it just says to a tapped enemy. It doesn't have to be the one that's attacking you. As far as I'm aware, if I'm wrong, then please correct me in the comments. But moving on to the 2 main characters, obviously, we've got Dreadwing, and this is kind of an ideal setup of what you want. So you want to get a Crash Landing, hopefully double up on it if you can. Obviously you want to protect it with Force Field. Again, you can get 2 of those on there. And then weapon wise, you want to get Mining Pick. You only need 1, so that's why I've only got 2 copies of it in the deck. And then the second slot you can kind of play around with depending on what you draw. You've got Erratic Lightning, which gives you +3, -1 defense, which is a bit of a drawback. So obviously you can choose to use Power Punch as well, and then you've got Grenade Launcher, and yeah, you've got a few options. So we're trying to optimize the Voltron style of Dreadwing with the 2 utility slots, and the 2 weapon slots, and the 2 armor slots. And then moving on to Thrust, there's a couple of combos which you can see on the screen there. So you've got Grenade Launcher and Static Laser of Ironhide, both of them boosting Thrust attack. And the drawback of Static Laser of Ironhide doesn't really apply to Thrust, because you're going to be mainly tapping it to boost Dreadwing's attack. And then same with Grenade Launcher. You get the bonus of the +4 attack, but because you're not attacking, you don't have to scrap it, so it just stays on there permanently. So either of these are what you want to be putting on Thrust. And then also you got Crash Landing as well, which can combo with these, because if both of these stay on, say you've got a Grenade Launcher on there and a Crash Landing, when Thrust dies, he's doing 7 damage on the way back out. Pretty good. So supporting the 2 main characters, we've got a small Bold engine with Power Punch and Supercharge, both giving Bold 3. And then the 2 double orange cards, Peace Through Tyranny and Improvised Shield. Mining Pick serves as a way to get the 2 double orange cards out of your hand and on top of your deck with the plan. And obviously that's a plan to put 2 double oranges on if they're in your hand. You're getting +1 natively, +1 for each one that you're putting back on, and then you're flipping double oranges as well. That's a lot of damage. So that's one way to get them out of your hand if they're stuck in there. And then we've got a couple of other ways. You can obviously pitch them for the Bashing Shield, and on the next slide we've got Swindled. So if you're drawing 2 and discarding 2, you can also scrap them if you need to. You don't necessarily want to scrap them, but if you have to, then they're good to pitch. You can also pitch them to combine. So yeah, we've got a few ways to get rid of the double oranges. So the draw engine here, like I said, Swindled. The other bonus of that is allowing us to play an extra upgrade in a turn, which is what we want to be doing. We want to be Voltroning up both Thrust and Dreadwing as quickly as possible. And to support that, we've got Treasure Hunt, which is going to find us our upgrades, hopefully. And then Work Overtime, another new addition to the deck. Ideally, you want to be able to pitch 3 cards to combine and have a work over time left in your hand. It's not always going to happen, but that's kind of what you want to be aiming for. And then that allows you to refill your hand really quickly, and then hopefully just get as much equipment on Dreadwing as possible, as quickly as possible. And then finally, to protect, because like I said, the defense in this deck, there is no defense. There's no blues, it's all oranges. And basically you've got Force Field, which we saw earlier. We've got the Crash Landing, which does the damage on the way back out, and that's it. We've got some removal here, Bashing Shield, which can also be played and give us 1 extra defense. Obviously, well, you have to play it, so you get the 1 defense, and you get to get rid of the Force Fields, hopefully on the other side. So it kind of serves 2 purposes. You can obviously change this for something like ramming speed. I personally go for Bashing Shield because of the green. It allows us to get it when we need it, even though it only hits armors. So that's the trade-off. So that's kind of up to you and your local meta, but this is the one that I've picked for this list. So going back to the deck list at the very end, you can see there the quantities of the cards. I mentioned earlier there's only 2 mining picks, and the same with the Static Laser Ironhide, because of the you only really want to put it on thrust, so there's only 2 of those as well. Everything else is a 3 of. So it's quite simple, not really messing around with oranges and blues. Like I said, it's straight orange. There's 2 whites and Crash Landing, which is nothing. So that's kind of it, guys. I'm going to be playing with this deck a lot and giving like updated playtest thoughts on my weekly show on Thursdays. So please stay tuned for that, guys. If you enjoyed the video, then please like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Take it easy.